Alright, let's see. We start this shindig, huh?
Alright.
There we go. There's no actual lighter in it. Well, put it in front of the camera there. James Jordan Talk to the Internet. Season 2, Episode 7, I think?
You would know more than me.
I just want to take a moment. I want to address the controversy, the rumors. Yes, it is true. I am wearing hamburger socks. And Bina's up on the table immediately.
And you're wearing Charlie Kelly's shirt.
I am wearing Charlie Kelly's shirt and the closest approximation I could get at the time of recording to Charlie Kelly pants. I don't have a scimitar though. I do have a samurai sword. So, I mean,
Don't they move out of their apartment in that episode because they have so much junk, and they start living in a dumpster?
well, they don't initially start living in the dumpster. They're sleeping on the street, and then it starts raining so hard that they have to get inside the dumpster. And that's when Charlie finds out that Frank made his mom get an abortion, so he goes and confronts his mom, and then she's like, "You survived it."
But then we find out in later seasons that he's not really Frank's kid.
You know, allegedly. Bino, stop being a menace to society. I hate this cat. He's so terrible in front of the camera. What were we talking about?
I don't know.
Do you want to get into some newsy news? The laptop is back.
Newsy news.
I can fact check things. Steven Spielberg to revive Bullet in a new film.
Hell is Bullet?
You've never seen Bullet with Steve McQueen?
No, is that a superhero?
No, it's from the 60s or 70s. It's about a detective who has a car.
The one that talks?
No, that's Knight Rider.
No, never heard of it. Probably sucks.
Actually, I haven't seen it in a really long time, but from what I hear, it's pretty good. It's one of those movies, dude, you gotta stop.
If you
now he's licking his
if you
asshole.
line anything up, a cat's gonna knock it down.
Yeah. I know. Remember when he used to just hide under the bed all the time and never come out? How do you feel about Steven Spielberg making another movie about this character you don't know anything about?
I don't care because I don't know anything about it.
Will
But good
you
for him.
will you ever watch? How do you feel about Steve McQueen? Do you watch a lot of Steve McQueen movies?
What is it? What does he do?
Have you seen The Great Escape?
No.
It's actually a really good movie. You should watch it. I couldn't name another Steve McQueen movie. He's sort of like the guy in the 60s and 70s.
Hitchcock.
I don't know if he ever worked with Hitchcock.
That's the guy.
No. I'm talking the actor, not the director.
Oh.
Steve McQueen was an actor.
Oh. Well, fuck. What does he look like?
Here.
Describe.
Okay. He looks like that. The one that isn't Steven Spielberg.
No, never heard of him.
He's a pretty good actor, I guess.
If I haven't heard of him, he probably isn't.
How good could
'Cause
he
I
be?
know all the actors.
I can actually look up. Let's go to IMDb. Take a look at his filmography. IMDb. I recently found out that Amazon owns IMDb.
Yeah, you said that last time.
Did I say it on the podcast?
Probably.
Okay. Recap from last week. Amazon owns IMDb. They also now own MGM. I was going to say IGN.
MGM.
MGM Studios. I think it was like $8.5 billion for MGM. Quite a chunk of change.
Yeah, I'm sure Amazon has the money.
They might have a few,
A few bucks on
they have
them
to
here and
ruffle
there,
through the
some loose
couch
change.
cushions.
Right.
Steve McQueen. Actor. Puss in Boots 2 comes out soon. You excited for that?
No, I'm not. I never saw the first one because I'm not 5.
The first one's actually pretty funny.
No. Just Shrek. That's it. I don't need spin-offs.
You don't need spin-offs?
Shrek, maybe Shrek 2, and that's it.
What about Shrek 4? Shrek Forever After?
No. I stopped after the second one.
3
because I ended up growing up.
3 is bad. 4 is actually pretty okay.
Although Toy Story 4 was really good.
I haven't seen it.
Like, probably the best Toy Story I've ever seen.
Still haven't seen
it. It is hilarious.
Okay, so let's see. Filmography. Actor, he was in The Hunter. Tom Thorne. Are there any movies here? Bullet. Haven't seen that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that you may have seen.
No, because I've never heard of the guy.
The Magnificent Seven. He was in The Magnificent Seven.
What is that one?
It's the the Three Amigos?
Yeah.
It's the serious version of that. It's what the Three Amigos was parodying, which The Magnificent Seven is actually a westernization of The Seven Samurai, which I believe is a Japanese film.
No, this is boring to me.
You're not a fan of
more
old
Steve
movies?
McQueen. No, I don't like westerns. I never have.
Like
No, they always thought they were boring. It's just somebody just comes to town and then there's a shootout. And it's just like, who cares, And they're in the desert.
Yeah,
I don't like
that
the desert.
is
The desert's just such a boring location.
how the West kind of is.
Right, and it's boring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of Star Wars.
I don't like the first part when
original
they're
recipe
when
Star
they're
Wars.
out in the desert. I don't like that.
Are you excited for?
Are they making more Star Wars movies?
I don't know if they're making more movies. Well, I mean, yes.
Well, yeah, the Star Wars story,
but they're making the new one is the Kenobi series, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus. So they have the Mandalorian, fucking Boba Fett. Now they are gonna have Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Do you know where it's set? Tatooine.
Why?
Because that's where Luke was. He was watching Luke.
Well, this would be like, okay.
This is between episode 3 and...
You're already talking about this. You're bringing back old news.
What?
Yeah. He's
talking about the desert. Okay, you want some new news? Here we go. Batman actor Paul Dano comes to comic books to tell the origin of the Riddler.
Yeah.
How's that for news?
Comes to a comic what?
So Paul Dano, who played the Riddler in Batman, is going to be writing a comic book called Riddler Year One. It's going to be the origin story of this.
He already has an origin story.
Well, yeah, but it's
from this movie?
It's going to flesh it out.
Oh, okay.
We're going to see stuff before this movie.
But it's connected to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it leads into the movie. You going to give that a read?
Find out what made him...
what the turning point was?
Right. I think he was always crazy.
I think he probably was too. Also, did you see all the photos of this version of the Riddler versus Jim Carrey before he became the Riddler in Batman Forever, and how they might have the same glasses? Yeah, they might. People are saying that the glasses look the same.
Well, yeah, he's trying to play that character. This is boring.
I don't know what to tell you. I thought you'd be more excited about more Riddler. You seem to like the Riddler. I thought maybe you'd like talking about the Riddler.
I think he was always my favorite Batman villain.
Really?
Yes.
Your favorite Batman villain wasn't the Joker?
No, it was Riddler.
How come every single goddamn Batman movie for like the past 20 years, the first movie is either it's the Joker, or at the very end they're like, there's a new villain in town, calls himself the Joker,
leaves a calling card.
Like, why?
Because it's cool.
Just stop doing the Joker.
Why?
Because we've seen it too many times. Just do somebody else.
I want to see somebody else's Joker.
Well, we're probably gonna.
Yeah, and he looked fine to me.
How do you feel about the idea of Robin being in the next Batman movie?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? You're not a big Robin fan?
Like dressed up in a cape? Like,
well, yeah, as Robin.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, they have Robin in the other ones, but he's not like dressed up like that.
I don't think they're gonna do the
I don't know how
biker shorts.
Yeah, they'd have to do like a completely fresh take on Robin, because he's basically like, I don't know, like Batman's little bitch boy. That's how I've always viewed Robin. So like he'd have to be like some other guy who's like, even in the live action, the Schumacher ones or whatever,
right?
Like
where he's 26 years old.
Yeah, he's super whiny in those. Like they should have him just be like some other like kick-ass person who's just inspired, and I think they should have it so like Batman doesn't like him.
Why?
How's that?
Why?
Because
they're partners.
No, like at first he doesn't like him because he's going around fighting crime and it's getting in his way.
What do you mean? Like he's not associated. It's sort of like
I would say like Robin wouldn't be like into like the detective stuff, and then he would just be out fighting crime, and then it would piss Batman off because he would be doing all the smart stuff, and then here's this kid who's just like a wannabe cop because of Batman, who's a wannabe detective.
Okay.
Or vigilante, I guess that sounds better.
All right.
Because Bruce Wayne could have became a cop if he wanted to.
Very easily.
Right. But he knows it's all corrupt.
Right.
Or like, how else could you spin up, like change Robin? I mean,
well, they could, for one, not make him 26 because that's weird.
How old's Robin supposed to be?
He starts when he's like 9. And then he does it through like until college. So they should cast like.
Well, Batman's only supposed to be like 28 in this one.
Yeah, he's supposed to be or mid.
They
to
say
late
his
20s.
name's like 28. Or his age, I mean.
But in order for Robin to work,
because he can't get adopted by Bruce Wayne.
Why?
Because he's a single 28-year-old man.
Yeah,
like,
but he's rich.
Gonna adopt a 9-year-old.
He's got a butler.
They're all gonna be like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. You know, it happens.
Yeah, no. Even by Gotham standards, that's weird.
They have to make him young. They can't make him like an adult.
Like a teenager, though.
They have to make him like 14, 15.
You can't fight crime when he's gonna be a shrimp.
Sure you can.
He's gonna be a shrimp.
No, just get buff.
A buff 15-year-old fighting crime, a 14-year-old is gonna be like shredded, like Batman.
Why not?
You're not even. He's
an acrobat.
You're like hardly. Yeah, I mean,
just move fast. He uses his speed and
yeah, I suppose. Yeah, if he's good at like parkour and shit.
So you have to do like he has to be younger. He has to be you have to make him.
Agile.
You have to have Batman justify putting this child into a bunch of dark alleyways with criminals with guns. Like you have, it's weird, and you have to justify that somehow. And I think if you don't do that, then just don't do it anyway, because it's not gonna work if you can't justify it.
So what is Robin just at the orphanage, the Wayne orphanage?
No. So his origin story is
all
that
I know is from the one with the Jim Carrey.
So he works at a circus.
Yeah.
With his parents, the Flying Graysons. They get murdered. I don't know how it is in the comics. I only know the animated series version where it's like a mob guy who's trying to do an insurance scam. So he cuts the cable and they both die. So then Batman's like, oh man, this kid got his parents murdered. I feel bad for him. I'm going to take him in. I'm going to help him out. Also, it was like a witness protection sort of thing. Because Batman's rich and he can afford to have, security and stuff.
That don't suspect anything.
Well, So then Dick Grayson takes it into his own hands, like, because Bruce is always away and they're always like, oh, he's at a meeting, and Dick Grayson's like, well, this is fucking bullshit, kinda. I'm gonna go solve my parents' murder by myself as a dumb 8-year-old kid. So then Batman has to step in and save him, and then like he shows him that he's Batman, and they go from there. Whoa. Hey now, Mr. Popular.
talking about?
We're talking about
Robin.
Robin.
Right.
Um,
I think if they had him in the new one, though, it's like he's gonna have like what's his. I don't think they can make his outfit look anything like what it does like in the comics.
no, you can do like pants and stuff. There are versions of it that are
Oh no, I don't mean
more.
I mean they can't. They have to do like he shouldn't have a cape.
Why?
The big
It's a distraction.
bright yellow cape.
It's a distraction. You don't have to make it yellow.
Yeah, well, so Robin's gonna have a black cape.
Sure.
He's gonna look the same as. And what's his mask gonna look like?
Domino mask.
That's what he's gonna have.
Sure.
No other head protection.
Yeah,
They
you
get
don't need
shot quite a bit.
Eh.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he should be in it.
The main reason I think he may be in it and why I think he should be in it at some point is there's a great comic called Batman the New Frontier, or not Batman the New Frontier, Justice League the New Frontier, where it's sort of set in like the 50s and 60s, and it's really good. It's an older style of artwork. It's really cool. But in it, Batman like saves a kid from a cult, and they're gonna try and do a sacrifice. And then once they get the
Like a sex cult.
no, it was there was like a weird voice talking to them,
Oh yeah.
and then it turned out to be a giant alien
Yeah,
thing.
that sounds like a cult. Yeah.
So they were gonna sacrifice this kid, and whatever. So Batman saves him, but then the kid is scared of Batman, so he redesigns his costume a little bit and gets Robin. And Superman shows up and he's like, "Why the fuck do you have a small child with you?" And he's like, I set out to scare criminals, not children. So it's sort of like a to be more inviting to kids when he's rescuing them and such, to give off like a better image, which I think, minor spoilers for the Batman, based on the ending, I feel like that is something that he might do going forward.
What? Get Robin?
Like, do things to inspire hope from the good people of Gotham versus just being feared.
Because the guy at the very end said, "I'm vengeance." And then he was like, "Oh shit."
Then maybe he
And
got
then
electrocuted.
saved all those other people.
Yeah. Very good Batman movie. We can't talk about the Batman again.
No.
What else do you want to talk about? I was gonna say I have a story, but I forgot it.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of a party the other day
You can call that a party.
for St. Patrick's Day / Lindsay's birthday, belated birthday. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Made some pizza. Watched some Always Sunny.
Drank some Heineken Zeros.
I had some Guinness.
Some Guinness.
In honor of St. Patrick for driving all of the snakes out of Ireland and then probably molesting some kids.
Oh, probably.
I mean, kind of goes hand in hand with the Catholic Church.
Yeah. You can't get corned beef anywhere anymore. Like
I would find that hard to believe.
You find that hard to believe?
Yeah.
No, it's gone.
I bet I could go somewhere and get corned beef.
No.
Bet
You're
you
not going to
could.
find it at Shaw's, Hannaford, Walmart, nothing.
I bet I could go to,
Maybe if you drive like way, way north.
I was going to fly to Ireland to get some corned beef.
Oh. No, I'm talking more like in the state.
Local.
Yeah. But even probably.
I mean,
other
corned beef
places
isn't
in-
that good, so.
No, it's not. It's like ham.
Yeah, it has a weird texture and
Well, it depends on the cut of meat you
it's
get.
just,
too.
it's weird.
No,
I'm not a big fan of corned beef.
neither am I. So I don't really care. Yeah.
What else was I about to say? I think I might have short-term memory loss.
Maybe.
What were we talking about? St. Patrick's?
Snakes.
Snakes, molesting kids. Catholic Church. Guinness. Fuck, what was I about to say? Do you ever have, like, ideas or memories that were awesome, but you can't remember them? I had an idea freshman year of high school. I don't remember what it was, but I remember thinking, like, this is the greatest idea anyone has ever had. And I really want to know what it was.
I don't think you can have a memory that you don't remember. I don't think that makes any sense.
I do.
You probably just remember bits and pieces of something.
You also had a what if question.
Yeah.
They were gonna ask.
Good. Been asking everybody this. I don't know why I thought of this, but well, actually, I do. So there's a show that I've been watching called Dirty Dining,
Okay.
and it's kind of trashy, but it's fantastic. It's I think it's called Channel 6 News, Action News. And so what it is these people find the list of restaurants that have failed, like miserably, their health inspections.
Mm-hmm.
And then this camera crew for this local news place in Miami, Florida, they just go to that restaurant, basically break into it and start filming all the gross stuff. And they were in one that was nasty. Oh, it was gross. This like Asian guy came and like chased them out. Like people were like smoking cigarettes in the kitchen, and like this show is great. But anyway, yeah, one guy chased him out with a knife too in one episode.
Sweet.
It's trashy and it's funny. It's really good. Anyway, so I have been asking a lot of people this what if question. So, if you were at a restaurant,
Okay.
like 5-star restaurant,
Very nice. A dress
And-
code restaurant.
yes,
Okay.
you're eating and it's the best food you've ever had in your life.
Right.
Like this is just incredible. The staff, like the
I'm
people.
getting like flashbacks to when I was a kid, like in
Yeah.
Ratatouille.
Okay, yeah. So yes, like the sort of like that. Yeah. Anyway, so like yeah, all the people waiting on you are all perfect.
It's
Everything
it's
is
the
just
best experience one could have at a
yes,
restaurant.
it is. And then so you finished your meal
Okay.
and
Clean my plate.
yep, and the kitchen door opens up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for 2 or 3 seconds before it closes.
Right. It swings
But
open
you
and hangs
see
open for a
everything
second.
in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
right? And so it's just beyond filthy. We're talking like live chickens in there, like shitting on stuff, like dead rats on the floor, like just people, just like basically like a bunch of like crackheads are the people preparing the food. You know what I mean? Like super nasty, and there's just like a bunch of like clearly like human trafficked like child slaves like frantically making like wonton wraps and stuff like that, while some guy's just screaming at him in Mandarin, like just this whole big picture. Just picture all of that, okay?
Okay.
Just 3 seconds of you just seeing that, and then the door
Mhm.
shuts and it's all quiet again.
Right.
Do you pay for your meal?
What?
You've already finished it.
um.
Do you pay for it?
How much is the meal?
It's expensive.
Probably not.
$100.
No.
So what do you do?
Call the police.
Okay,
Leave.
and leave.
Yes.
Why the police? Why not an inspector?
Because they have child slaves. What do you mean? Why the police?
You'd have to have somebody come in to check. Like they're not. You don't.
I think that the police could handle the first part about getting the child slaves out of there,
But-
and then they can worry about the health
Would
and
you
safety.
tell them that there were child slaves in there though?
Yes, that'd be my top priority.
Because you're assuming this. I mean, they for sure are, but all you're seeing is like some kids, like 12, like making stuff, and somebody just screaming at him.
Well,
and
that's
hitting
child
him,
abuse.
and like hitting him with a ruler.
Yeah, regardless,
Yeah.
that's child abuse, and I
Okay.
would call the police, and then they
About
would show up.
But the dead rat and,
And then-
stuff like that wouldn't bother you.
No, it would, but the child slaves would be at the top
Yeah.
of that list.
See-
That's like, you get hit in the head with a brick, and then
Right.
you get shot in the dick.
Right. Okay.
Which one would you be more upset at? It's
The
like,
dick.
you get mad about being shot in the dick. You're like, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't care about getting hit in the head with a brick? It's
Okay,
like,
that's
no,
yeah,
that's not what I'm saying.
right.
That's
Okay,
still on the list.
so I've told this to I think 5 people now.
Mm-hmm.
See what the reaction, and one of them was like, well, since I ate all the food, I suppose I have to pay for it. But then I would report him. Second guy, basically the same answer, would pay them and then report the place. And then somebody else said that too. And then the other guy was like, I didn't even get to the part about the human trafficked, like child slave part of it.
Right.
the second I was like, there's like dead rats on the floor, and then he was just like, a dead rat on the floor? No, I wouldn't pay that. He was like, it would be an insult, a slap in my face. He was like, and I would walk out of there, and I would make sure everybody, like, this guy got like really worked up to the point where like I thought he was legit like mad at me for something. Like his response was just like over the top, where I was like, and he was like dead fucking serious when he was talking. Like, I was actually like, holy shit, did I just like upset this guy somehow? Yeah, he was like, I'd make sure everybody waiting in line to get in that restaurant knew how filthy that kitchen was. It's like, okay, dude, it's just a what if question. But yeah, that's been cracking me up.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to see the look on people's faces when you bring up the, like, you're, like, that it all takes place within 3 seconds. And there's just, like, on top of everything else, there's, like, child slaves in there. Like, yeah. Getting, like, whipped. Like, once you say that, people are like, what the fuck?
Like, that's the line for most people.
See, I don't know what I would do. One of the other guys I asked, he just said he'd pay for his food and then never go back. He didn't say he'd report the place.
If it was like $20, if it was like a $25 meal,
yeah,
then I would pay it just to get out of there without like them trying to stop me. But at $100, that's like, I'm gonna take a financial hit.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't do that. And
all right, it's $25.
$25, I would probably pay it. I wouldn't leave a tip though.
Oh, well, the other guy, he was like, and then I would sue them, like, to get like my money back that I paid for the meal. And I was like, you can sue a restaurant for that. And he was like, if they're feeding you dead rat. And I was like, no, I didn't say they were feeding you dead rat. I just
it's
said
just in the vicinity of the food.
And the food was tasted fine, but like, you know, they're scraping mold off of some of that shit and giving it to you. And a bunch of dirty crackheads are the ones preparing it, and child slaves. But yeah, he claims he would pay them.
I'd go back, but I wouldn't order the wontons.
Well, the children were clean though. Probably it was the crackheads, the other ones. The
Yeah,
kids were the ones making a little wonton.
Yeah, I don't want to support the child slave industry though.
Oh, that's true. But so why would you pay them? That's what I said. And then he thought like the money would go to help these kids, and I was like, no, you know.
Clearly, it's not.
Right, unless like their like home life was worse than what they're dealing with now. How do you get human trafficked? You just
I think you'd be usually a woman, a female, between the ages of 11 and 17.
do like parents sell their kids to people?
No, I think they just get kidnapped.
Happens.
I mean, yeah,
I
they
don't think it's all
probably do,
kidnapping.
but I think most of it is kidnapping.
But trafficking also can be like if your biological dad like takes you away from your mom. I think that's considered trafficking too.
Is it? I thought trafficking was like almost like a sale of like you take the person and you take them somewhere else, and then you sell them so they can be used for something.
You're describing the plot of Taken.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like just getting taken somewhere is you've been kidnapped.
You're abducted.
Yeah. Like I feel like that's different. I feel like if you get kidnapped and then sold, that's trafficked. You also have to be taken to a different place.
Okay, so if you have like, oh, this is going way off from my original thoughts. So if your mom has full custody of you and you're a little kid,
right,
and your dad shows up and takes you,
mm-hmm.
like not like for anything other than that he just wants to spend time with you,
right?
That would just be abduction and not trafficking,
right? I think so.
I don't know. I think there's other like.
Do you want me to look up the definition of human trafficking?
Yes, look that up right now. I think there's other forms of it where it's not as like you're getting sold to be like a prostitute and stuff like that. And by the way, human trafficking, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You need to stop doing that shit.
Cut that out.
Yeah, that's
any listeners of James and Jordan Talk to the Internet that are currently trafficking humans, stop it.
Or pro-human trafficking. it's not
Think
okay.
of all the lives we just saved.
Right. Yeah, we're such like awesome people. Anyone who gets on the internet and voices an opinion is always like
I didn't even come close to spelling trafficking right.
ERA.
All right. Let's see. Which website do we want to go with?
Just type in deaf, whatever pops up.
I looked up definition, but dictionary.com. Human trafficking, the unlawful act of transporting or coercing people in order to benefit from their work or service, typically in the form of forced labor or sexual exploitation.
So I guess it's just abduction then.
Yeah, but you have to do something with them.
Oh no, this is what. No. If you take your own kid, then you've just abducted your.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm. Okay. No. Oh, okay. I know what I was thinking of. Because years ago, I remember there being this thing where it was like a ridiculously large amount of people who get abducted.
Right.
And then I looked into it, and it turns out, like, most of the time, it's a parent taking their own child.
Right.
Like, not as scary as it sounds where somebody shows up in a van and, like,
Well,
shows
it could
them.
be, depending on the situation there.
I mean, if your dad's a psycho, I think no, it'd be more like the
Which
kid
might
would
be
just,
why they
the kid would
gave
just go with their parent.
the
you
other
know?
parent custody. When I got my first passport, I was really young. I think I was 5. And I don't remember this because I was 5, but I was told after the fact that my mom and dad, like, they both had to go with me to do it. It couldn't just be my mom, in order to confirm that my mom wasn't trying to kidnap me and take me to another country.
Like on a cruise, yeah.
Yeah. So
I wouldn't mind getting kidnapped on a cruise.
yeah.
Or to go on a cruise, I mean.
You don't want to be on the
I
cruise
don't wanna be on
already,
a
and then
cruise,
because then
right,
that will
'cause then
ruin
it's
the
like-
cruise
right,
experience.
because then they're not like bringing me to something cool.
You don't want to be abducted in Disney World. You want to be
No.
abducted on the way to somewhere else, and then you just end up in Disney World.
Do they have like Disney World jail? Like they've got boat jail?
I'm sure.
They got like
sure.
holding
They've
cells
got
in
they
Disney.
had their own currency for like
Because like
10 years.
well, you never see police there. But if I just start going crazy, like if I just go to Disneyland and just start like attacking
fucking
people,
shit up.
like they must have like
I bet
security.
they have people
like,
with like tasers and stuff that
they must have
pop
yeah,
out
well,
of
they would
doors.
have to. But I mean, they must all be. I think a lot of that's like underground.
I'm gonna look up Disney World security.
I mean, you've got to because some guy's gonna get in there eventually on mushrooms or some shit and start doing some weird stuff.
Have you been to Disney World?
The one in Florida,
Yeah, that's Disney World.
then yes.
That the security is no joke there, man.
No, they take your fingerprints when you go
Yeah,
in.
they it's like the TSA, which
Yeah.
might be only like 25% effective, but you know. Disney theme park and water parks frequently ask questions. What security measures do you have in place? Answer.
None. Seriously, guys, do whatever the fuck you want at Disney
Just
World.
we have a bunch of people, like a bunch of rednecks with guns. We just
'Cause, I
hop
mean-
them up on a bunch of alcohol.
Well, it's like they gotta be like real skilled people too. I mean, but on top of that, like nobody would want to be in Disneyland and see like the police and stuff like that
Right.
because it's supposed to be this magical,
It's fun, child.
yes, child-friendly
Yeah.
world. I mean, I would not go there as an adult
I would. They serve alcohol. You can get trashed.
at Disneyland. Yeah, I highly doubt that.
You can.
You can get kicked out from Disneyland.
Yeah, well, just don't go too crazy.
I mean, I would go, but not like by myself.
I would like to go with a group of people, like a group of friends.
I see. What I want to go to is Universal.
That would probably be more fun as an adult.
Yeah.
Than Disney World.
Because Disney, yeah, they have all the other little. I mean, they got the Star Wars shit now.
Yeah. Star Wars
No.
was pretty cool. It'd be fun to go to Epcot though and like get shit faced in all the different countries.
Yeah, I don't think they let you do that.
They do. I've
Get
seen
shit-faced.
people get shit faced at Disney World.
Yeah.
With my own eyes. All right, anyway. We have a comprehensive approach to security that includes measures that are visible and others that are not. We do not broadly discuss the specifics of our security procedures to avoid compromising their effectiveness. The visible security
Right.
measures at our theme parks and resort hotels include the presence of uniformed police officers using specially trained hazard detection canines that patrol our parks and resorts, bag checks at our theme park entrances, and security kiosks at our resort hotels. So it's
They're not-
basically
yeah.
like an airport.
Yeah.
Which is no joke.
Has anyone ever tried to like blow up something in Disneyland?
I mean,
Like, how many people have been
they would've-
arrested
they
at
would have
Disneyland?
had to, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you get in though. You'd have to like. It'd
Well,
have to
let's
be, like, an
not
inside
theorize too much on how to get a bomb into Disneyland.
job. I suppose a drone. You could throw it. Do they have
Let's,
drone protection?
I'm sure they do.
Guys, you could probably blow shit up at
Stop
with
it.
with a drone.
I'm gonna have to cut this. So yeah, it's basically like an airport. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
and you don't see anything. They got the cameras everywhere, probably.
So I guess there's actually a color. I forget what it's called. I was watching something and they mentioned this. It's of a shade of green and it's like the most forgettable color ever. Like you just don't notice it, right? And in Disney World specifically, they use that color for the service doors, so you just don't see them, essentially. But I imagine if you got, shit-faced and started punching some kids, those doors would all open and a bunch of highly trained people would storm out and tase
You
you.
know what we should do? They should start an experiment like the Truman Show, and we'll just put a bunch of newborn children into Disneyland and tell them that that's the world. Wouldn't that be wild?
You can live at Disney World.
You can live there and never leave.
Yeah.
And you got everything you need.
They
there.
have their own community.
There are people who legit live in.
Their houses start at $2 million, go up to about $10 million.
And Michael Jackson didn't try to buy one of these.
I don't know. But
That seems like his dreamland. Or
Yeah,
he made his own. He
had
made his own. That's
own.
true.
I think what's it called? It's like Golden Oaks or some shit. It's so ugh.
Well, the people that work there, do they?
They have like on it's almost like a college, like they have on campus quote unquote living arrangements where it's like you get an apartment somewhat near the facility and you have to prove that you work there in order to get in every night and stuff.
I want to dress up like one of those animals, like Mickey Mouse or something. Can you imagine if that was your job?
That would fucking suck.
Why?
I've heard stories about how. Can you imagine that? It's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
You're wearing a fucking 45-pound head on top of your
They
shoulders.
have air conditioning inside that.
No, they don't.
I bet they do.
They don't. They have like levels of heat stroke. Where if you hit like certain levels, sometimes like what level you're on determines whether or not you're allowed to have a Gatorade. It's horrible.
I could do it.
Like
I heard if you make like one little like mistake with your character at Disneyland, you're just out.
Yeah.
They'll just replace you. It's like Broadway.
DisneyGoldenOak.com. Welcome to a world embraced by luxury, privacy, and the magic of Disney. This magnificent resort-style community offers whole ownership of custom single-family homes at Walt Disney World Resort. I have to send you this video. It was Curtis Connor. He was the other Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez when they went on tour. He was that other guy.
Yeah, curly hair guy.
Yeah. He did one, and he was like talking about Disney adults, and this was sort of like the peak of how, like, if you like Disney as an adult, that's cool. Whatever, who cares? But it's like the people who go and buy a home and live at Disney, they're crazy, and they're just so detached from reality. And he was talking about this one video of a moving in video by this woman, and she was like, yeah, if you don't ever give up on your dreams. You just have to do them. She's like, if you want to go to Hawaii, just go to Hawaii. And it goes back to courtesy. He's like, normal people can't just fly to Hawaii. Like you can't do that.
Well, I mean, you would have to like save some money up
It's expensive to go to Hawaii.
and then try to to live at Hawaii.
To
Probably
just
to
visit.
everything. Yeah.
Like a
Yeah, it
flight to
is.
Hawaii is a lot. Hotels in Hawaii are a lot. Food in Hawaii is a lot. Like
Could be cheaper
everything's
now.
more expensive because You know,
Of the president?
they can't because because it's a fucking island. Like you have to ship everything in.
Yes, I understand how that works.
But yes, it is all Biden's fault.
That's correct. Everything is.
Hashtag not my
He
president.
invented COVID.
He did.
Like, single-handedly.
He was in the lab.
Have you seen that video of him? There's this guy in the back of the lab. This guy breaks in. They shot him, probably. But the camera...
Well, no,
the
he
footage,
shot all of them.
No, the footage got out. This guy snuck into the lab where the COVID was being made.
The COVID.
And it was like fucking Biden's in the back in a lab coat with Kamala Harris.
Oh.
Have you seen this video?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it got taken off the internet.
I'll have to link it on the dark web.
Oh, I don't know. What if we just punch in like footage of Biden creating COVID-19? Do you think something would pop up?
I don't know. I've never heard a Google search referred to as punched in.
What do you mean?
It's just a weird way to phrase it.
I've always said that.
Biden making
COVID-19.
COVID
Single-handedly creating.
President Biden announces new actions. A year. Oh, this is all talking about how he's gonna make it go away. Can COVID-19 be spread through sex? I'm intrigued.
I don't think so.
The virus spreads by respiratory
Yeah.
droplets released when someone with the virus coughs, sneezes, or talks. These droplets can be inhaled or land in the mouth or nose of a person nearby. Coming into contact with a person's spit through kissing or other sexual activities could expose you to the virus.
Yeah.
Good to know. Is COVID-19 still a pandemic? Oh, Google.
Are you doing like the top searches?
I'm just doing the recommended ones.
Yeah, those are the
Like
best.
the ones
What else-
that
what
you
else
get
do we
halfway
have?
down. Can I go to Canada unvaccinated?
Sure, go ahead.
Can you contract COVID-19 from kissing? What should I look for after being intimate with someone new during the COVID-19 pandemic? What is the difference between an epidemic and a pandemic? How long have coronaviruses existed? Is there a new term for long COVID-19?
Does there need to be
I don't know what that means.
long COVID? It's when you like never recover from it and you're just fucked for the rest of your life.
A new term for SARS-CoV-2 infection. There you go. Rolls right off the tongue.
Well, that was fun.
It was fun. So that was James and Jordan Talking to the Internet, episode 7 of the second season.
There are no seasons. There's just episodes.
There are. This has been James.
And I'm a woolly mammoth
Woolly Mammoth, brought back from the dead by Elon Musk.
from the permafrost.
I forgot to talk about all the space stuff that's happening. Oh well. Maybe next time. Goodbye.